Hello guys, welcome to our channel. When teammates clash, it's more than just awkward, it can make or break the game, the project, or even the relationship. But what's really going on behind the scenes? In this video, we're diving deep into the drama, exploring why teammates sometimes just can't get along, and what can be done to fix it. Number 1, Mane vs Sané. You've probably heard about the clash between Sadio Mane and Leroy Sané in Bayern Munich's dressing room. That heated incident got us thinking about some of the worst fights between teammates in sports history. Let's begin with the Mane-Sané scuffle. After Bayern's defeat to Manchester City in the Champions League quarter-finals, tensions boiled over. The two players were seen arguing on the pitch, and things escalated in the dressing room, where Mane reportedly punched Sané in the face. This led to Mane receiving a suspension and a fine from the club. Rumors suggest that Mane's actions might have been provoked by an alleged racial slur from Sané, which is surprising given that both players share Senegalese heritage. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Bayern wingers have had a falling out. Stay tuned to find out about another infamous pairing. Number 2, Neymar vs Mbappé. If Netflix ever decided to make a drama series about PSG's season, it would be an instant hit. We'd definitely binge it. The club has been a hotbed of drama, especially earlier in the season when it seemed like chaos was everywhere. One of the standout moments was the clash between Neymar and Mbappé. Reports suggested that Mbappé wanted Neymar out of the club before the season began, and when Neymar found out, the tension exploded. During a match against Montpellier, the two argued over who should take penalties, and their disagreement carried over into the dressing room, where things turned physical. Allegedly, they clashed heads, threw objects at each other, and had to be separated by their teammates to prevent further escalation. Number 3, Sterling vs Joe Gomez. The tension between these international teammates began during a heated match between Manchester City and Liverpool. The two clashed near the end of the game, and it seemed like the issue was resolved. However, during the following international break, both were called up to the England squad, and things flared up again. As soon as Sterling saw Gomez at the training camp, he approached him and said, "Oh, you think you're the big man now?" That sparked another altercation, and their teammates had to step in to separate them. Number 4, Zlatan vs Oguchi Onyu. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not one to back down from a fight, so when things escalated between him and the towering 6 feet 4 inches Oguchi Onyu during his time at AC Milan, it turned into an all-out brawl. It all started during a training session when Zlatan went in for a tackle that Onyu didn't take kindly to. Onyu reacted with a punch, and Zlatan fired back with a headbutt, sparking a massive fight. The situation got so intense that it took about 10 people to break them apart, and even then, it wasn't easy. While there's no clear winner in this clash of titans, Zlatan walked away with a broken rib as a souvenir. Number 5, Son vs Lloris. During a Premier League match against Everton, Son Heung-min and Hugo Lloris had a heated altercation at halftime. As the teams headed towards the tunnel, an angry Lloris confronted Son over his failure to track back in the closing moments of the half, which nearly resulted in a goal. While teammates tried to diffuse the tension on the pitch, the argument carried over into the dressing room.
Hugo Lloris was left very exposed there. And it looks like he's taking his frustrations out on Heung-min Son. And the discussions are continuing into the tunnel.
He's the same for Ari, he's the same for Lucas. Make the run! 1 minute to go! 1 minute to go, we need to go to the goal!
However, with limited time to resolve the issue, Jose Mourinho stepped in. True to his reputation as the special one, Mourinho expertly handled the situation, and by the end of the game, Son and Lloris were back to exchanging hugs and smiles. Number 6, Jermaine Beckford vs Ian Doyle. Jermaine Beckford and Ian Doyle weren't exactly in the mood for hugs back in 2016. Unlike most disputes that wait for halftime or full time, these Preston teammates decided to air their grievances right in the middle of the game. While trailing by a goal against a 10-man Sheffield Wednesday, Beckford felt he was in a prime position to score the equalizer, but Doyle chose not to pass him the ball. Frustrated, Beckford confronted Doyle on the pitch, and things escalated quickly. The argument turned into a physical altercation, forcing the referee to send both players off. It was an embarrassing and unprofessional moment for the duo, and an incident their fans would probably rather forget. Number 7, Lee Bowyer vs Kieran Dyer. It was 2005, and the match between Newcastle and Aston Villa saw a dramatic clash between Newcastle teammates Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer.
10 minutes still to go. Oh, there's a fight going on here between two Newcastle players. Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer are having a fight. I have never seen such a thing. Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer suddenly were at each other's throats. Barry Knight calling the two players towards him. It's a red card for Kieran Dyer, and that means it will have to be surely a red card for Lee Bowyer. It is.
The cause of the fight was yet again selfishness. Bowyer believed Dyer should have passed him the ball, so he shouted at him, and Dyer fired back. Before anyone knew it, the two were throwing punches on the pitch in front of more than 50,000 spectators. Bowyer ended up with a ripped shirt from the scuffle, and both players were sent off and fined by the club for their behavior. Number 8, Joey Barton vs Ousmane Dabo. During a training session, Joey Barton of Manchester City attacked his teammate, Ousmane Dabo, beating him so severely that Dabo lost consciousness and suffered a detached retina. The exact reason for Barton's violent outburst remains unclear, but it was a deeply troubling incident. Dabo decided to press charges, leading to Barton receiving a 4-month suspended prison sentence, a 200-hour community service order, and a £3,000 compensation payment to Dabo. Now, we'll wrap this video up with one we are sure you were not expecting. Number 9, Ribery vs Robben. Frank Ribery and Arjen Robben were a dynamic duo at Bayern Munich, but their relationship wasn't always smooth. In 2012, during a Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, the two reportedly clashed over who would take a free kick. There were rumors that Ribery punched Robben in the face during halftime, though these claims were never confirmed. However, both players later acknowledged that something intense happened that day, but they had moved on from it since. It seems that Sadio Mane and Leroy Sane were simply continuing the legacy of their predecessors. Are there more instances of fights between teammates that you know of? Share with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so that you never miss out on new content. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.